Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Today we have an analysis on Yedra. She's the newest and latest nature legendary monster. Now here's the thing about nature monsters in Monster Legends. They're typically known for not being so good, so we're gonna see whether Yedra can break that stereotype. So jumping right into the analysis, this monster has a life stat of 43,430, which is one of the highest in the nature category. There's only two monsters that have a higher life stat than her. Sergeant Hawhead, who has a life stat of 46,144, and Fatted, who has a life stat of 45,239, but now Yedra is the third highest tanky monster in the nature category. And then we have a power stat, which is incredible, 3542, this is the second highest in the nature category. She's tied with Gerlich and the Judgment, and the only nature monster that has a higher power stat is Borjork, who has 3608, so this is incredible. And by the way, one thing I forgot to mention about the life stat, when we talk about every single monster in the game, you might recognize this life stat. It's actually the life stat that Isol has. You know, he's that meta tank water monster. So this small looking monster right here is as tanky as that beast of a monster, Isol. And then as for her speed stat, she's 3465, which is definitely on the higher end. It used to be the go-to deny speed. Now there's several monsters that are faster, 3498 and above. But nonetheless, for a monster that has such a high power stat and a high life stat, this is a really good speed stat. As for her trait, rank 1, or I should say unranked, sorry, she has torch immunity, so she can't get hit with any sort of DOT, which I think in the current meta is really great. There are so many monsters that can do so many DOTs. You know, there's monsters nowadays that apply 2 DOTs with every single attack. So having immunity to all DOTs is incredible. For those of you that are new to the game, DOT means damage over time. These would be effects like burning, ignition, quicksand. Anything that deals damage over time, you are completely immune to. Now, when you rank up Yedra, she has a new trait, Harden. Harden basically blocks 20% of the things that get thrown at you. So there's a 20% chance you don't get stunned, 20% chance you don't get frozen. Any negative effect basically has a 20% chance to not hit you. And then at rank 3, we get Status Caster Area Reverse Healing, which is very good specifically to Yedra. And honestly, if you were to run this monster with like team speed and partner up with someone like Altus's Pet or someone else that does reverse healing damage skills, that could be very good nifty combo. So I like that this monster can synergize. And my biggest gripe about monsters that did reverse healing, so essentially reverse healing is if the enemy has reverse healing, any skill that would heal them instead deals damage. So there's a few monsters in the game that can heal the enemy, but my biggest gripe was that with those kind of skills is that first it always requires a setup. And in that time you set up, what happens is the enemy clears the reverse healing, and then all you have is skills that heal the enemy. That doesn't help. So it's really cool to finally have a monster that literally starts the game off with reverse healing. Now obviously in certain situations it's not really going to come in handy. When I think about the meta, if you fight any dodge area monster, the reverse healing isn't going to land on that monster from the start of the battle. If you face a Megataunt monster, that Megataunt monster will take the reverse healing for the teammates, but that could actually work to your advantage because if there's a if there's a Megataunt monster, and that Megataunt monster has reverse healing, and then you have a skill that heals the enemy by 30%, essentially what happens is that Megataunt monster will heal by 30% 3 times, so they would essentially heal by 90%, but thanks to reverse healing, they would lose 90% of their HP. Now, I haven't seen Yedra, I don't know if she has any skill like that, but that's the kind of synergy and combinations you can do when I think to some other monsters that rely on reverse healing. Dr. Mary Houston, a previous Team Reese monster, is one of those monsters. And so I've always been a fan of the reverse healing mechanism. It actually also works really well in the current meta with a lot of relics. There's so many relics that can heal monsters. When a monster's HP drops below 50%, below 75%, if a certain monster is damaged enough, they'll heal by X amount. Well, thanks to reverse healing, they're actually going to lose life, so this could be a really great way to kill some enemies. If they put life regen, that'll work against them. So I really like this mechanism. I remember when I first saw Yedra, when we only saw the skills, I wasn't a big fan. Just the trait alone, I am becoming a fan, and I'm hoping the skills turn out to be better than what I remember them being. In terms of relics, this monster can hold double sword, which is crazy to be able to hold like 2 Jakugan swords. So aside from dealing damage, you're going to deal extra damage twice if you have 2 Jakugan swords. That's going to be quite incredible. This monster is in good legions. She's a female. She's a winter monster. So far, I'm excited. She is looking to be a very powerful nature attacker, and everyone knows we need a good nature attacker. You know, Charmless is no longer usable thanks to Anticipation being so dominant in the game. So maybe Yedra might just take that top nature attacker spot. Let's see what else she has to offer. Tier Group 1 skills, let's go. Clean Essence. Removes all negative effects from all allies. 1 turn cooldown, 26 stamina cost. It's basically a cleansing skill. Doesn't deal any damage, you know, it's not like attack the enemy and deals and cleanses. So I'm iffy on this skill. I don't feel like you're really going to need it considering this is an attacker. But this once again supports the idea that she could run team speed and be more of a support monster that just relies on that area reverse healing trait. So that's a possibility. Live Scatter heals all allies by 35%. Once again, no damage, 1 turn cooldown, 19 stamina cost. I do like the low stamina cost and the high heal. Wither Bite deals heavy special damage to when enemy applies poison. 45 damage, no cooldown, no stamina cost. So I feel like more and more monsters are being released that have skills that don't require any stamina, that have no cooldown. So they're automatically a counter to getting your stamina drained, and they're automatically a counter to cooldowns activated. Now, especially the getting your stamina drained, there are so many relics that literally the enemy drains all of your stamina thanks to the relic alone. So having a skill like this is always useful. If you know you're facing a monster that can activate cooldowns or drain your stamina, or they have relics that can drain your stamina, definitely equip a skill like this. It doesn't harm you. It's always better to have a skill and do something than to do nothing. Moving on, we have Strong Roots. Deals moderate nature damage to all enemies, applies double healing to itself. So this is pretty cool. It's a 40 damage nature-based AoE, but you also give yourself double healing. So something tells me this monster is going to be pretty tough to kill. Keep in mind, she is quite tanky to begin with. Life Drain. This sounds like a lifesteal. Deals moderate special damage to an enemy, applies life regen, and gives 1 extra turn. Nice! This monster has an extra turn skill. 30 damage, not that powerful. On a 2 turn cooldown, again, not that powerful. But the cool thing is, this is a life regen skill where you immediately get the benefit, right? And if you do this before you do Strong Roots, you're healing yourself by 50%. That is insane. And the cool thing about Life Drain, combined with the fact that you can hold double swords, sometimes you just need to hit a monster with enough damage, trigger your relics, the Jikuken swords can kill the enemy, and then you can go on to kill someone else. You get life regen, you get the extra turn. I love that skill. This is definitely going to be a skill you run. Oh my gosh, look at this next skill. Wither Slash deals massive nature damage and poisons all enemies. Wow, 70 damage on a 1 turn cooldown. So this means you can do Wither Slash on turn 1, and on next turn, you can Life Drain and Wither Slash. So that's 100 damage. The stamina costs are pretty low, 23, 20, 25. Wow, that is incredible. That is so awesome. Wow, I am liking her a lot, and we are only on tier 2. Let's take a look at tier 3. Is she going to have any skills that heals the enemy? Let's find out. Unhealthy Mistletoe. Oh, magic. 45 damage, magic based. Deals heavy magic damage to all enemies. Applies reverse healing to all enemies. So another way to apply reverse healing and heavy magic damage. Again, the biggest advantage to reverse healing, even though I looked really fast, she doesn't have any skills that heal the enemy. The biggest advantage to reverse healing is that you are countering relics. That is great. And obviously you need a skill like Healthy Mistletoe in case your status caster wears out, in case the enemy cleansed it. There are so many monsters that can cleanse nowadays. So I like that. And it's magic based, so you have something a little different than just nature based attacks. We have another skill that deals moderate special damage to an enemy, heals all allies by 30%, gives 1 extra turn to itself. What the heck, another extra turn skill. So this monster has 2 extra turn skills. One of them gives herself life regen, the other one heals allies by 30%. So Wind has a 3 turn cooldown, and the one that gives you life regen has a 2 turn cooldown. You know, you honestly have some pretty good cycling there. Like, obviously you can't cycle back to back to back infinitely many times, but you have having 2 extra turn skills. That is awesome. If you start the game off with Life Drain, and then you do Wither Slash, on your next turn you can do Wind, and Life Drain becomes usable again, so you can do Life Drain again, and you can do Wither Slash again. Wow, that is some nice cycling. And like, even against a monster that has Anticipation, the fact that you can heal your allies by 30%, the fact that you can give yourself life regen, wow, that is awesome. I wish Strong Roots would have given double healing to your whole team. That would have been on a whole different level. Man, if this monster was like an elite monster or had a rank 5, I could imagine rank 5 being like status caster, double healing to your whole team. But that wind skill is great. Being able to instantly heal your team is crazy good. Crazy good. And then the last skill, Viola Engross removes positive effects from one enemy, automatic counter to skill mirror, evasion, what be it, deals heavy nature damage to one enemy, heals itself by 30%. I really like this monster. I think she's an incredible nature attacker. She is so good. I think she's tough to kill. I am surprised SocialPoint didn't give her an essence relic, considering she's a nature monster. When I think of nature, I think of life, I think of synergy, I think of that kind of stuff. I feel like she even looks like she can hold an essence. I feel like if she could have a revival essence, that would have made her an even bigger force to be reckoned with. But I mean, she is good. You're not going to be landing torture on her. She has hardened. Like, yes, you can deny her. That's her downside. And all monsters need to have a downside. But yeah, you're not going to be landing torture. She has a harden, so that helps her out. And that area reverse healing from the start of the battle. I'm telling you, this really helps against monsters with relics. I can just imagine. Normally what happens is you almost OTK. You activate Wither Slash. Let's say you're trying to OTK Sammy. You do Life Drain. And then you Wither Slash Sammy. But then his amulet kicks in. His healing amulet. He recovers HP. Not this time. If you're ranked up, you're going to have your area reverse healing. So, essentially what happens is the Sammy's amulet activating is going to be what kills him. Which is crazy. You have double swords, so that's double damage. I mean, if you don't have Jakugan swords, just utilize whatever you have. Maybe you have Cane Sword. Maybe you just have the gold swords, which give you a shield if the enemy is frozen or stunned or whatever it may be. That is awesome. I seriously like this monster a lot. Looking at the skills, removes positive effects, nature damage, and heals. Incredible. The wind, I already said, incredible as well. Reverse healing if you need to. An AoE magic-based attack. That's awesome. Wither Slash is a must-have. Life Drain, very good. Gosh, what should you run? I'd say most of the time you're going to be deciding between Life Drain, Wither Slash, Mistletoe, Wind, and Engross. Definitely run Wither Bite for whenever you need it. This is just a pure attacker monster. Give her 2 strength and a speed. Give her... I think you'll be good with 2 strength and a speed. Maybe you can even do 1 strength and... You might be able to do 1 strength and 2 single speed, or 1 strength, 1 team speed, 1 speed, just because this monster has 2 extra trend skills. So if there's no anticipation monster, you can utilize your extra trend skills just to deal damage them enough to trigger your Jakugan sword or whatever sword you have, and then the area reverse healing. Again, like, if the enemy's supposed to heal, they're going to lose HP. So I think this monster could maybe get away with a single strength and just utilizing the area reverse healing to your advantage. Like, if you damage a monster that has an essence that says, if at the start of the battle, or at the end of the turn, if any of your allies' life is below 50%, heals everyone. Well, you know that the reverse healing is going to take effect and actually take away some damage. So I gotta say, I am a huge fan of this monster. We didn't even talk about the ultimate, New Life. Heals all enemies by 100%, heals all allies by 100%. So this is basically 100% OTK on the enemy if they have reverse healing on them. Because it's going to heal them by 100, which essentially means it's going to take away 100% of the HP. So if they don't have any shields, automatic death. And then your allies heal by 100, so that's nice. I have to say, I really like this monster. I am looking forward to getting this monster. You definitely want to get her to rank 3 to make her fully usable. But even if she's not rank 3, she is still definitely usable. And anyways, with that being said, that has been my analysis on Yedra. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this monster? Do you like her? Do you dislike her? What skills would you run? What do you think about her skills? Any thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, and I will see you all next time.